How workplaces have changed coming out of the pandemic, what it's taking to actually lure workers back into those spaces.
We started, and again, we're an architecture firm, but we actually founded a research institute within our organization about 15 years ago because our clients wanted to understand, well, you know, if we do certain things, will it make our folks more productive in the workplace, or make it a better airport, or make it a better fan experience? So we undertook those kind of really tough questions and really started to use data and, you know, surveys and observations to be able to answer those questions. So kind of fast forward into where we were at right before COVID, we do a survey of workers across the United States and other major employment centers around the world, and we've been watching kind of the satisfaction of the workplace declining, especially since 2016 to 2019. There was just a really steep decline. So if I were to say right before the pandemic, we were in the lowest satisfaction level that we had ever measured in terms of workers going into office spaces. So then you get the pandemic, and everyone goes home and discovers this great workplace, right? You know, right at home at the kitchen table. The bar of expectation really got raised. Like, if I'm going back, it's got to do at least what I'm able to do in my, you know, at the kitchen table. And so really open conversations have emerged from the pandemic experience. I mean, the fact that there were problems and there was dysfunctionality, too much noise, distractions, interruptions, et cetera, in the standard workplace circa 2019, and then this kind of, wow, but if I have the kind of quiet and focused space, I can really get a lot done. You put those two things together, and you have, frankly, the beginnings of a very different workplace that we are now in the process of designing and rolling out. And it's, you know, again, it's about a workplace being, you know, not a requirement, but more of a destination that you're seeking out as a place to do your best work.
That's where we're working and where we're spending our time. How we're spending our time in those places and those spaces is so key and seems to be at a precipice as well. And so, Bijal, if you could speak to that from an education standpoint and a skill standpoint for the workforce of the future.
Yeah, you know, we're in an environment now where the half-life of skills is going from about 5 years to 2 years, and it's predicted that it'll go from 2 years to months with the utilization of AI. So when I look out even at this audience, the notion of having a desire to learn, the willingness to want to learn new things, the ability to help educate your workforce and ensure that they have a mindset of agility, continuous learning, investing in themselves is becoming so critical. The modalities by which we're going to learn are going to continue to evolve. I was just with a group of innovators and educators who were talking about there's a school in Austin that has no teachers, and he was talking about the outcomes of that school in terms of having no teachers. They spend 2 hours learning and the rest of the time doing project-based work. And when you think about where the future is headed and what our education system needs, not just in K through 12, but the higher learning and what the workforce can contribute to that, there is a lot of change that is going to come abound, and organizations who can focus on ensuring they harness that internal talent and that curiosity and the ability to help people really think about deep learning and problem solving and critical thinking, those are going to become the most important skills for individuals to have.